Welcome to PGTV News. Here are our top stories. Lakeland Fire Department is recruiting. Find out who they are looking to recruit and why.
Are autonomous vehicles our future?
I hope so.
We stopped by Florida Polytechnic University to learn more.
Hello and welcome to PGTV News. I'm Stephen Barnes.
And I'm Lauren Lingill. Thank you for tuning in. Our report begins in Lakeland, where the Lakeland Fire Department is currently recruiting new cadets. The fire department is currently looking to recruit more women. Only 8 of its 150 firefighter EMTs are women. Assistant Fire Chief Mike Williams said, "We believe diversity is an important component in the delivery of our services." He also said, "We believe these numbers are low because of the lack of awareness. We're trying to remove barriers so women see this is a desirable career." Beginning firefighter EMT recruits earn about $42,000 after going through a year-long school, which costs about $5,000. So, you know, with more shows on the network, I mean, there's a couple of shows out there now that show women as firefighters and in these strong roles and taking on becoming lieutenants and captains and things like that. I feel like this is a perfect time to really make that known that women have a place in firefighting and
Absolutely.
EMTs.
You know, I think the chief was right in saying that it really boils down to an education thing. Women probably just don't think of, oh, firefighter, EMT, that's a job for me, but man, they're just as capable of doing it.
It may well be.
In Haines City, a fire fee and a stormwater fee has been implemented. The City Commission has a preliminary budget of $52 million. The fire rate is currently $145. According to staff estimates, that will cover about 58% of the budget for the Haines City Fire Department. The base stormwater rate is currently $59.24. It's expected to remain intact for the next fiscal year, but is expected to rise once construction on new developments begin. The Commission has scheduled public budget hearings for September 6th and September 20th before the new fiscal year starts in October.
Also in Haines City, water and wastewater projects will increase the city's next budget by 42%. Planned projects include a Robinson Drive force main, a pressurized sewer line, a 3 million gallon reuse tank at the wastewater plant, upgrades on 2 lift stations, smart meters, a gravity sewer project, and a utility rate study. Residents will be happy to know that their property tax will remain the same. Currently, the property tax rate is $7.59 per $1,000 in taxable value.
Man, that's a lot of infrastructure being put in.
Oh my goodness, of course, yeah. You know, if we need it and we've got the funds there, then I'm really glad to see it happen.
Well, and there's so much expected growth in that area of Polk County over the next, decade that they're going to need that infrastructure for sure.
Especially when those taxes are going up in other places, for them to remain the same is also nice.
Pretty incredible. In Mulberry, the commissioners voted unanimously to reduce the tax rate as they move through the budget approval process during the next 2 months. The city's tentative 2018-2019 property tax rate is set at $6.44 for every $1,000 in taxable value, marking a 2.28% reduction from the current year's $6.59. Mulberry is projected to generate about $260,600 in property taxes. Homeowners whose houses are assessed at $100,000 with a $50,000 homestead exemption will pay $322 in municipal property taxes. In September, there will be mandatory public hearings where the commissioners will vote to approve the decrease in property tax rate, as well as the city's budget, which is currently set at $11.9 million.
Wow. That's pretty impressive to go down.
Yeah.
In your percentage.
And it's a time when, like I said, you see a lot of growth happening in the county and the economy's kind of picking up, so taxes are coming down.
Yeah. In Lake Hamilton, the police department will be getting a new building. The new building will include offices for the chief and a lieutenant, workspace for the sergeant and code enforcement, as well as a mini cell. The estimated cost of the project is about $1 million. Police Chief Michael Teague said the project will bring the department and town hall up to modern standards. It's going to be more user-friendly and easy for officers to be able to do what they need to do in a professional setting. A good thing about the new building is that during storms, the building can now be used as an emergency operations center for the town. That is pretty neat.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
It's like when you wear nice clothes, you feel nice. When you work in a nice place.
You sit up a little
Yeah.
bit more. I remember when I was younger, I wore church clothes and it was like, can't move.
And the mini cell thing, that's kind of cool. You
Yeah.
know, be able to house some of the bad guys. Well, it's now time for this week's business tip with Benicia Frazier.
This is Benicia Frazier with your quick business tip, here to answer all of your business-related questions. Here's how to turn your passion for food into a successful home-based cottage food business. Cottage foods have gained a lot of interest as people look to make money from home or supplement their income. Florida law allows individuals to use their home kitchens to produce for sale certain food products that can be sold directly to consumers. So, what is a cottage food? A cottage food is a food product produced in a home kitchen, such as cakes, pies, breads, and cereals. Second homes, vacation homes, motorhomes, or outbuildings such as sheds or barns are not allowed for food production. Does a cottage food operator require a license or permit? Cottage food operators require no license or permit from the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and are not inspected by any state government entity. However, cottage food operators are not exempt from city-county regulations, so always check with the zoning agency in your city or county regarding your home business requirements. Where can I sell my cottage products? Cottage food operators must sell directly to the consumer or the consumer's private event venue. Cottage food products can be sold at farmers markets, green markets, flea markets, and roadside stands, provided there are no other food items at the stand that require a food permit. Cottage food operators are prohibited to sell to local restaurants, grocery or convenience stores, mobile vendors, mail order, wholesalers, distributors, or across state lines. Lastly, all cottage food products offered for sale at the public must be prepackaged with an affixed label that includes name and address of cottage food operation, name and ingredients of product, net weight, food allergen labeling, and nutritional information. The required cottage food statement made in a cottage food operation that is not subject to Florida's food safety regulations is also mandatory. Additional information regarding your cottage food business can be found at www.freshfromflorida.com. Don't forget to visit our webpage at www.polk-county.net and select Community and Small Business Assistance, or feel free to call our office at 863-534-5915.
Well, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll tell you all about autonomous vehicles and how Florida Poly is playing their part to develop cars of the future.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
Welcome back to PGTV News. Recently, we were at Florida Polytechnic University's GSET 2018 USA-India Conference. It's a place where they discuss the green chemistry engineering technologies. We caught up with Dr. Rahul Razdan to discuss the technology for autonomous vehicles, or as most of us know them as self-driving cars. Here's Sherry McCullough with the story.
The technology for driverless cars, or self-driving cars, will most likely be developed at institutions such as Florida Polytechnic University. We recently talked with Dr. Rahul Razdan, a Florida Poly professor and Senior Director of Special Projects, about autonomous vehicles and the partnership with Punjab University in India.
So Florida Poly is a STEM institution. We're focused on various aspects of engineering education, and we have various fields that we focus on. Sustainability is one, autonomous vehicles are others. Punjab University in this particular area is collaborating with us on sustainability. And we may well expand this into the autonomous vehicle space. And they're a large, interesting university in India. We've been collaborating for, I believe, 2 years with these conferences. And I think they can only help both institutions in terms of getting access to students, getting access to research, etc.
In the future, determining which mode of travel is better could come down to many factors. As autonomous vehicles evolve, will it be better to rideshare or to own your own AV? According to Dr. Rosdan, autonomous vehicles still have a long way to go.
I think it'll be many, many years before level 5 capability is available. But I think we will see, especially in the state of Florida, certain situations where autonomous technology will get used. As an example, planned communities, where you have low speeds, you have situations which are very controlled. It's likely to roll out much earlier there. Campuses, university campuses, again, low speeds, controlled environments, even theme parks. So we'll see a gradual process where the technology gets better at these kind of situations, and then we'll improve it over time, and eventually we'll get to a point where it'll be totally autonomous.
When it comes to green energy, we sometimes tend to think of the technology only. But for Dr. Rosdan, green technology includes how and where we drive.
Most of the time your car is parked, and most of the infrastructure is built for situations where we don't optimize the usage of the cars on the roads. It's at rush hour and two times a day. If you could get a situation where fundamentally there's much less cars, and they're actually scheduled in a much better way on the roads, and the size of the cars is optimized for the actual trip you're taking, well, overall you're actually producing much less pollution, you have much less to manage. So it's a green technology, and can be thought of as a green technology because at the end of the day, there's just much less production of pollutants and things like that if there's much less roads on the cars on the road. And the way you can think about this is, if you're going down I-75 and 90% of the people on the road are single driver and they're moving big cars, that's obviously creating a situation where you're spending a lot of energy and generating a lot of pollutants, unnecessarily, you might say.
That's pretty cool. I love to talk about the future of technology.
It's already happened so many times where we saw things as kids and we're like, oh, we can do that now.
And the fact that they're already implementing this technology, we see, the doctor there talked about the different levels. We're already seeing a lot of these instituted in vehicles already.
Oh, yeah.
But once we get to those levels, like he was saying, where, college campuses can have autonomous vehicles driving around all over that's going to be pretty cool.
It's going to be pretty neat. All right, well, we got to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
And it's now time for sports. And since Neil Duncan is not here, I guess we will bring you those updates for this week.
As you know, the Lakeland Tropics season is over, and most fans are getting ready for football season. Don't forget that this fall, the season for college soccer will also begin.
Football and football. If you're interested in Polk State soccer, here are some dates when their season begins. Saturday, August 11th, Polk State will have their home opener against Gordon State College. Kickoff is at 4 p.m.
If you're interested in Florida Southern soccer, here are the dates for when their season begins. On the men's side, their season will kick off at home against Trinity Baptist. That will be on Thursday, August 30th. Kickoff is set for 8 p.m. The Lady Mocs will kick off their season on Thursday, October 30th at 8 p.m. The Lady Mocs will be taking on Flagler College.
And flipping over to American football, if you're interested in Southeastern's program, then get out to Lakeland to catch their home opener against the University of the Cumberlands on August 25th. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. The men's soccer season will kick off on the road against Montreat College. That will be on August 16th. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m.
Well, that wasn't as exciting as Coach Neil, but hopefully you can get out to some games and cheer on our local teams.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all we have for today's show. So thanks for tuning in.
And we'll see you again next time.